Season 5 of Expanse is out today on Amazon Prime Video. The first 3 episodes are available, so if you're an Expanse fan and you haven't watched any of the episodes yet, make sure you go and do that right away, because I'm definitely going to be jumping into some spoilers from our first episode tonight. So this first episode really felt like a huge setup episode for the entire season. We left with really the end of season 4 kind of setting things up, or like the major plot line for season 5, and that was Marco Inaros and the asteroids that he'd launched for what appeared to be a coordinated attack on Earth. So we start this season, I think it was 173 days after the end of season 4, and we are 12, 13 days ish from these asteroids starting to impact Earth and no one having a clue that it's going to happen. Our main set of heroes, Holden, Naomi, Amos, and Alex, they are kind of all getting split up here. They're all going in their own direction. And it looks like we're kind of maybe going to get like a little bit of backstory / return to home type story from Amos and Alex. And I got to say, out of the two, I'm very excited to see where Amos's story takes him this season. For one, he's on Earth, and that's where these asteroids are headed. So who knows what that going to entail? And two, on top of that, he's always been this mysterious character. He's actually, like, out of the Rocinante crew, he is my favorite out of that crew. Always has been. Just a character where I've always thought and felt like there is just a little more there than what we're being told and what we're seeing. And I'm really hoping that we see and find out those things this season. So he's headed to Earth. All we really know is he said that he's going to settle some affairs for a friend who's passed away. And, we're not thinking that he's going to administer the will. I'm thinking he's going to get some payback and possibly some answers about what has happened. And I got to say, I'm very excited. On Amos's journey to Earth, we see him cross paths with Christian Avasarala, who is now sort of running this colony on Luna, and it's essentially her punishment after losing the UN election. So not totally sure where that's going to go. Obviously, Avasarala is going to be a huge rope part of this season, as always. But also, more importantly, we're going to get to see a ton of Amos and a ton of Amos' story, and I'm very excited for that. So back to the other character I mentioned before, Alex. He's headed back home to Mars. The Rosie's not really doing anything, and he's trying to reconnect with his people on Mars. He's trying to make up things with his wife and his son, and also meeting up with Bobby Draper, and none of those things go well for Alex. And on top of that, we started to see it throughout last season, sort of the decline of Mars. We kept hearing over and over, Mars, it's not what it used to be, and got more into that with the discovery of the rings and these colonizable planets with livable atmospheres, that they're going to basically start seeing people abandon Mars to go to these new planets, because it's going to take decades, centuries to terraform Mars, and people are just over it and not gonna stay for it. So that's the whole story there with Alex. So he's gonna be our primary eyes on Mars. Bobby Draper's also on Mars, and she's kind of looking like she's got an interesting story as well. We assume that she's working for Avasarala, but weren't given that conclusively in the first episode, so not totally sure who she's working for, but seems like she's trying to uncover this sort of black market smuggling ring that is potentially selling Mars munitions and Mars technology to Belters and the OPA. So that's going to be interesting as we get deeper in the season. Another character who seems to have a good story arc started right off the bat is Naomi, and she is looking for her son Philip, and Philip also happens to be the son of our primary villain of the season, Marco Inaros, and of course there's going to be some clashes and some interesting scenes from that. So Naomi, she ditches Holden, and she's out on her own after her son. And like I said at the start, all of our main crew from the Rocinante all headed in their own directions, leaving Holden all alone on the Rocinante. That's where we ended the first episode. And yeah, his story, I'm not sure where they're going with him. They've kind of teased some proto-molecule stuff. And yeah, that's primarily what they teased there. So interested to see where that goes. You know, the majority of the show up to this point has in some way, shape, or form revolved around the proto-molecule. So why would season 5 be any different? What did I miss there? That's about it. I think that wraps up everything pretty good for our first episode, sets up our season, and I'm very excited to see where this goes. So like I said before, first 3 episodes are out now. Hop into them, dive into them, crunch through them, however you want to consume them, because after that we're going to be getting 1 episode a week until the end of the season. All right, I'm going to wrap things up there. As always, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, we'll see you later.